Everyone, welcome once again to our show, TV Conversation Life. We sincerely welcome you this new year. This is our first session for the year 2026. And with that, we are saying Happy New Year, everyone. Um, Without taking much of our time, because time is already fast spent, our topic for this session is um, buy now or wait. The biggest real estate mistake people make every year. So that's what we're talking about. So every year people will always say that they wait until things are better, and every year property price will always go up. So today on University of Life we'll be exposing the biggest real estate mistake people repeat every single year and how to avoid them. And with me here I have my co-host Mr. Tuch who will be answering most of the questions and be talking, giving us more clarity and explanation on this topic. Please introduce yourself to our guests.
Uh, Thank you, Mary, and Happy New Year to everyone.
Happy New Year.
Yes, we are live, just like you said. This year, we want to make sure that we make those who are ready to change their life, those who are ready to make difference. We're available today, of course. My name is Ngali Tochku, author and entrepreneur. Thank you.
Thank you once again. So guys, we will advise you to please stay to the end of the show as we have so many things that we'll be discussing and breaking down for you. And this is going to be an interactive session with one. So diving straight into the question already. Mr. Toshi, what's the single biggest real estate mistake people make every year, like in the beginning of the year, like we are right now?
Yes, this is one of the biggest mistake that people make. People time the market instead of the market time. So that means that they sit down on the sideline waiting that the market will crash, the real estate market will crash. Unfortunately, the real estate market does not happen in that way. So they are indecision, and then of course their plan is hopefully they're going to buy cheap, and that does not happen. Um, Mark T1 made a statement that you buy land, the land is no longer available. What it means is that if you want to buy land right now in prime locations like Ikoyi, Banana Islands, and other prime locations in Nigeria or Lagos State or Abuja, you know, Maitama and the rest of other prime areas. You cannot buy the land that has been owned by somebody except the person want to sell. So if your plan is you want the land in Banana Island or Ikoyi or Maitama to crash, it will never happen. That's a big mistake, or that's a misconception. So instead, the land will keep on appreciating. So what happened in some developed cities around the world is that people already so many of like London, New York, Lagos, prime locations, Nairobi, Johannesburg, and the rest of other countries in the world. So what happens is what they call regeneration, meaning already built structures. So their government are giving approvals to put more floors because there are no more lands in those areas. And of course, for those who have still have spaces, the prices are very, very high. So governments cannot create land. Okay, government can only print money. So if you are waiting for land to cool down, it will not go down, unfortunately. So bank can only create credits, but bank cannot create land on the prime areas. So what government does is they can only expand to places that have not yet developed, and that is um, the irony of this thing. So it cannot happen by just you gaze and wait. Land is scarcity plus time rise in value, and that's exactly what happens most times. So um, that time is the problem that we're having, and then of course, unfortunately, you need to get um, to understand the secret of real estate. Thank you.
Mm. That's very enlightening. It's eye-opening indeed. So now um, you know that one mistake you should not make in the beginning of the year if you're waiting to invest in real estate. So the thing is, we people ask, and then we ask ourselves always that why does the question buy now or wait come up every year in real estate? And it has been known that the only answers to this reason is that people are concerned about timing, finance, and market conditions. Also, there's fear of overpaying or buying at the wrong time. And also, many are influenced by social media, friends, and their family. So these are known answers to this question. But still, we'll be talking about these main concerning questions that people still look at, that people talk about all the time, because this question comes up every year, especially when people um, are about to invest in real estate. I'm talking about beginners, people who do not have a portfolio in real estate investment before. So moving on to our second question, what happens to property prices when people decide to wait and see?
It can never, the price of properties can never go down. Like I said at my opening statements, it can never go down. So increase of price of properties will always happen all the time. And what happens is that they're going to buy on a high price, except they move to a new location. A new location in the sense that they will go to where their yet development has not taken place. The underdeveloped cities, expansion will take place, and then majority of the time you find those things happening regularly. People, they have money in the bank, they're waiting for the price to go down. Rent keeps going up. The rent of properties will never go down. There's no way you will have the rent are tripling every year. Normally in the real estate, rent increases annually. So every year the rent goes up. The rent cannot come down, and that is the irony of this. So you have more people who are chasing lands, more people who are chasing lands than the lands available itself. So the problem is there's going to be scarcity. Okay, and once there's scarcity, the price goes up. So that you cannot control. It's a law of nature, and it's an economic law, and that's one of the things we're trying to enlighten our audience and followers, that they should be able to understand that the price can never come down. The only way you can avoid it is to go and acquire land in where they have not yet developed areas, locations that are still underdeveloped, and that's the only way you can buy it low. Okay.
Thank you very much, sir. Thank you very much. So, as Mr. Tojuko has said, if you continue to wait on property prices, so if you decide to continue to wait and see, the price will continue to increase annually, especially in prime locations. Inflation and scarcity of land drive will continue to increase and then to get higher every day. So to break this down, the solution is that if you come about a particular land in a location where the price is still small, you might think that because the area is not developed yet or anything, you do not want to buy. But what you do not know is that once you buy that land now, within time, while other people are also investing in that place, your money will appreciate. It will continue
That's
to appreciate
that.
every year.
That's right.
So without further ado, we'll move on to our third question. Are there situations where waiting actually makes sense? Waiting to buy a property, invest in a property. Are there situations whereby waiting makes sense?
Absolutely. There are some situations whereby if you wait, it makes sense. in the real sense of it is when the titles are not yet clear. When you have not verified the title of the property you're buying, of course, you can't rush to buy. It's at risk to do that. And then, of course, when there is economic uncertainty. But even in those, especially, let me um, emphasize a caveat on when uncertainty on the economy is not doing well, when you have economic crisis. Uh, yes, it's advisable to wait, but in real estate, it does not, whether the economy is bad, whether the economic projections are not right, it does not affect the price of the real estate. So even during lockdown, when you have COVID pandemic outbreak, the price of real estate never went down. So, because there are more people who demand of shelter, people are confined in the restricted locations, and then they needed to be to avoid infections and contacting the COVID-19 virus. So, government needed more spaces. There will be need for spaces, whether for business, whether residential, whether for commercial and all that. So yes, it's good at that time you watch, but your watching shouldn't be because of the economy. You're watching because it is even more advisable to buy when there are crashes on the economy. When there are crashes, you buy at the low price. And then once the economy picks up, then you've already made a lot of return on investments because every property is all about return on investments. So you made a huge return when the economy bounces back. Um, versus when you put the money into the bank and it's not giving you any more little interest from the bank, and the rest they lend the money to the those who need the funds to do investment. So, in summary, yes, if the title is not clear, it's always advisable you wait and verify them. But on the economic side of it, you buy property, real estate, investment anytime, any day. You're not going to go wrong.
Thank you very much for that question. Sorry for that answer to our question. So, is what's one piece of advice to someone who is still undecided? What's one piece of advice you have for them?
The biggest mistake someone can do is to wait. That's do not wait in real estate. Real estate does not wait for you. Buy now and wait for it to appreciate. So the biggest mistake anyone listening to us right now in this discussion is to say you want to wait the price to crash. No, it's not going to crash. Rather, it will appreciate. And that's the essence of real estate. So land, nobody is creating land in Ikoyi. Nobody is creating land in Banana Island. Nobody is creating land in Maitama. What they're doing is regeneration. They adding more floors, approval for more floors. So if you wait, that place you're waiting for it to go down will not go down in value. Rather, it's going to appreciate, and that means more money. You're going to spend more money. So um, there's no need for that. So if you want to go into real estate, you're watching us now. We are advising you that biggest mistake that you ever make is to wait in a particular location that has developed and you're waiting for the price to go down. The price is not going to go down. Buy and wait for the market because definitely the market will increase, the value will increase as long as you buy and have all the title documents and all the things you need to make sure that the property is yours. So anytime you want to sell, it will never go down.
Thank you very much for that. So, we have the question that is obvious, but just like an improving question that's written to ask. How should investors think differently from home buyers? People that are investing, not buying. How should is there a way? I mean, is there how exactly should they think differently from people that are buying to live in the property?
Yes. So the point is, just like you said, um, for those who are buying, the homeowners, they buy to live. Okay, the investors buy to make return on investment. So these are different two mindsets. Okay, that you see around property investment and all that. So for those who are homeowners, you don't you why not you, as you own the home, the money you are waiting for to buy in a particular location, that money can be used to buy it now or buy it in another location and start to save that will save you a lot of money, in the sense that you buy the location you want now, and then you live in that location. So while living in that location, you can save money or start buying off-plan um, properties. And that off-land properties, you buy it and pay instrumental. So that means you own the property at the end of the day. So do not make mistake of you pay more high money on the developed locations, and then you stay there, and then you are paying rent. So the homeowners should have two mindsets. While they own the property or piece of property, they should also be thinking of buying off plan projects. In that way, they own it. The investors look at it in different, that their own is return on investment. So every money they put into the real estate, they're looking at return ROI, how much the market appreciation in a year, and then that particular location or land, be it property, be it house, um, or you know, be it um, commercial or residential, or probably apartments, luxury apartments. So they are looking at the market appreciation. Okay, so and then the market appreciation can never come down. So they are looking at the return on investment, and whether the investors are looking at long-term goal, the homeowners are looking at the short-term goal. So any investor in real estate or property, um, investors are looking at the long term. So property investment or real estate in itself is all about long-term um, investments. They're not meant for short-term, because over time the land will appreciate, and that means you have huge return on your investments.
Thank you very much, sir. But sir, what are the smart ways to enter a market if you're not fully ready?
The best way to enter market if you are not you mean
Fully
when the
ready.
investors are not ready?
Like when they're not fully ready, maybe they have a little money,
Yeah, yeah.
you know,
The best is to do off plan uh, property.
to invest in upfront
Yes,
properties.
because that you leverage on instrumental payments, and then you pay down, and then you spread the rest of the payments. So if you are carefully or consciously investing new entrants into the markets, so you enter with off plan. And for those who are listening to us, we have discussed on this podcast many times of off plan investments, and then we've spoken on various occasions of that. And I believe, as you're watching us right now, you could have been able to understand that off plan is have the opportunity for you to buy, and then pay spread the payments over time. And then you have opportunity of not going wrong, because the builder or the developer might have done all the necessary documentation, and then have yours is just to do the paperwork, do the contract, and then pay down and spread the rest of the payment. And you have exit um, uh, curve or exit clause in those things. So if you feel that you are not going to continue, you still have your money, you deposited back, plus the return on the investment. So it's the best way for those who are carefully not sure or not yet decided to start real estate, especially in this beginning of the year that we are right now. So that's the much I can say now.
Thank you very much, sir. So I'm sure you must be wondering, how do payments plan for property projects or land banking help? The answers are, first of all, it should reduce your upfront capital needed. You don't need much capital to start, as long as it's an off-plan property. You can even pay half or quarter of the normal capital you have invested or deposited at first. Then
Yes.
secondly, if you secure the property before the price rise, at least from onset, you can, if you're buying at 1 million, by the time the property is completed, you know you saved yourself of extra 4 million, but the person might even appreciate more than that.
That's right.
Now imagine how much people who are buying at the finish time are buying. Then differentiate it from the amount you invested in the beginning, you see that you made much more profit. So such property you are going to sell, you know you're not losing.
Right.
So the last answer is that you spread your financial risk over time.
Right.
You're not investing much money, so there's no scare of losing a huge amount of money. Depends on the type of projects you want to invest
Yeah.
in. So thank you, guys, for joining us for today's session. Of course, if you want to reach us for guidance, consultation, or verify properties, you can call our WhatsApp number or send us a DM from our YouTube page or wherever you're watching YouTube, TikTok, Facebook. Wherever you're watching, you can send us a message and we'll definitely respond. Or you can call our WhatsApp number at 070 8763 0154 and we'll respond and give you every answers that you need. Thank you so much for joining us for today's session. Thank you, Mr. Tutu, for joining
Thank
us.
you. Thank you so much,
So,
Adins.
see you next time. Guys.
Bye.